All right, for more on this, let's bring in Congressman Jim Banks, chairman of the Republican Study Committee. Jim, good to see you. You and I served together in the Congress. Did something happen since I left that citizenship in America means nothing, that anyone who wants around the world to come into our country, they have free access to come in and get a free trip anywhere inside the country?
Well, remember, Donald Trump was right when he said we're not a nation if we don't have borders, and we're seeing the exact opposite of that. Under Joe Biden, we have a wide open border. We have a magnet at the border that says come here for free and come across the border. We won't stop you. In fact, we'll give you a full expense-paid trip to wherever you want to go. The sad part about it, Sean, is the drug epidemic in this country is real. Fentanyl is now the leading cause of death of Americans of working age 18 to 45. We have fentanyl killing Americans. Over 100,000 died of fentanyl overdoses last year throughout this country. And that's a real issue. Joe Biden went down to Uvalde, Texas last week to exploit a tragedy there. He was not that far away from the border, but he refuses to go to the border and see firsthand what his policies have brought about in this country.
You're right, and you know, if you're any state around the country, any community around the country, you are a border state or a border community, because Joe Biden and Democrats now are shipping migrants to all over the country at taxpayer expense. But I want to pivot to you because the Democrats are hoping to distract from the border and the rest of their failures with their January 6th show trial tonight. You were supposed to be on that panel. How do you think tonight's show trial would change if Jim Banks was actually on the panel driving for the truth?
Well, we would be asking the tough questions they don't want to be asked, like why the Capitol was not secure on January 6th when there was intelligence for weeks leading up to that day that something might happen. Immediately upon being appointed to the committee, this, by the way, is the first time in congressional history, 232 years, that the picks of the minority leader to a select committee were denied by the Speaker of the House. Never happened before. But the reason it happened is because we were going to ask tough questions. I was going to ask the questions along those lines. And Pelosi knew that once you start asking those questions and answering those questions, Sean, it changes the narrative. It moves this into a more serious realm and away from the political witch hunt that they've designed this committee to be. So the primetime circus spectacle at 8 o'clock tonight, they're not going to ask serious questions. We had the head of the Capitol Police, by the way, tell us, you've met this fellow many times before. He said they weren't prepared for what happened on January 6th because rank-and-file Capitol Police officers were never shared with the intelligence about what was going to happen. They weren't equipped. They had outdated and expired helmets and shields. And they weren't trained for a riot on January 6th, even in spite of all of the riots that were going on, the BLM riots, the summer of 2020. So there was a systemic lack of leadership. And at the end of the day, the breadcrumbs lead back to Nancy Pelosi's office, the Speaker of the House, because she has oversight over Capitol security. And if you ask those questions, then you realize quickly why she didn't want me to be on the committee.
And Congressman, when you're going to ask tough questions, and Nancy Pelosi says our arguments, our evidence can't withstand Jim Banks sitting on the committee and asking tough questions, it's probably a good sign that this is a bogus trial and bogus information being fed to the American people.
Totally. And don't forget, too, we now have seen reports that this committee is expecting to use themselves as a Trojan horse to come out in favor of abolishing the Electoral College. This is all about politics. It's all about giving Democrats an edge on Election Day and advancing their radical agenda. It's not about January 6th. We're actually looking into what happened that day to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again.
You know, Congressman, I think tonight is going to be an utter and complete failure. Americans want you to talk about inflation. They want you to talk about gas prices. They want to talk about the border. They don't want to talk about January 6th. And maybe if you do talk about January 6th, it might remind people how bad Joe Biden is and how great Donald Trump was. Congressman Jim Banks, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.